Yep. What going on?
Hola.
Miss oh my God. You see these artsy type? The man I tell you about these artsy woman. These Pisces. What the hell? Mess up my anyway. I'm gonna do my intro still. Yep. Good afternoon and welcome to another live streamed episode of A Different Day. We have a well melanated and moisturized episode for you today. Nisi is out again, and we have three fiery, dynamic, intelligent, and powerful women to fill her spot. Let's meet the ladies, shall we? First, we're gonna go to my left. Miss Shelly, can you introduce yourself and tell the people who you are, please?
I'm Shelly Gumbs. Shelly Gumbs is my government name. I'm a crisis counselor. I do victim advocacy. I do mentorship. And so I'm just a community advocate all around in all kind of ways. I have a Caribbean mentorship program, but I'm director of crisis intervention at the Women's Coalition as well. And I do support groups, life coaching, and just all around make the world a better place kind of person. That's pretty much me.
Oh wow, you busy. You're busy. That sounds good.
I'm a poet too because Sayeeda's gonna say it.
Thank you. And speaking of which, my favorite Pisces, Miss Sayeeda Carter, can you introduce yourself even though you don't need one?
Me know what going on with my computer. So this is my phone and I'm off the beach for the last 15 minutes.
Nice. I jealous.
Yes, summertime, teacher, took the full vacation, been a teacher for 33 years. Right now at the St. Croix Educational Complex doing drama and debate and speech. And just want children to open their mouth. Don't be afraid in all ways possible. Big fan of Same Difference. So, of course I would volunteer to help out. Just want to see St. Croix be what St. Croix could be. The VI be what the VI could be with a little less dirtiness.
Yes. All right. And last but not least, we have Miss favored Nyisha.
Yeah, I'm Nyisha Richards. Born and raised Christian from home. I used to work in the medical field, transferred over to education, and I work with autistic children as a paraprofessional. I love it. Just finished my degree in health and human services. I just love giving back to the community and especially our youths, because me growing up in the Virgin Islands, especially St. Croix, we had a real village. We had a village, I could credit a lot of teachers, a lot of people home that just helped me, that pushed me to be successful. And I think every youth growing up in the Virgin Islands deserves that. So I just trying to find my way how I could give back to my community. What can I do? And that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you, ladies, for that wonderful introduction. If you have never seen this show before, it is a 2-hour-long show from 4 to 6. We stream live on 101.3 Row FM, our Seeing Difference YouTube page, and the Facebook Live. So we cover local, national news, trending topics, and a lot more. And one of the favorite segments is the Skunt of the Week. We're going to get into that a little bit later, of course. And I'm glad that you ladies are here today, because often we get people on the show who can't really open their mouth, right? They scared of retaliation, which is fair, especially if you live home, or, you got a real career and you don't want it to be affected, even though it shouldn't, and they don't want to open their mouth. But I don't think we're going to have that problem today.
No, I know nothing.
So, Sayeeda, me and you, we just linked up again at the Mothers and Mentors show. And then she introduced me to Miss Shelly, and me and Nyisha. Well, we knew each other since school. We went to the same school together, and hey, we pissing people off on Facebook every day. So, Sayeeda, what did you think about the Mothers and Mentors show?
Honestly, anybody who's going to pick up their extra time and contribute to the community, creating an event, establishing a group of people that want to do something, that want to give back, that's somebody for me to be supportive of, in cahoots with. So I was really proud of DT. I don't know DT from a hole in the wall. All of a sudden, he started coming to my goddaughter's poetry events. And then he said, would you be on this panel? And I'm like, it's summertime. I'm not working full time. Whatever. If I could run my mouth and it could make somebody change a thought or an opinion, then I will do it. So I showed up, and once they said Ja was there, it's time to go. Miss Naima, Miss Shillingford. It was a great conversation. I think the Daya really got us talking stuff I wouldn't normally want to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. From the jump, they hit us with some hard-hitting questions that I did not expect. I thought it would have been a little softer, but from the jump, they get me talking about my mother wounds, and I was like, oh, y'all didn't send me these questions. But it was dope. And Shelly, I know you weren't on the panel with us, but you were in the audience. You saw the whole thing go down. What did you think about the Mothers and Mentors mixer?
I came because, like Sayeeda said, sometimes we just got to support the community, right? And a lot of people operate in silos. A lot of people have things to say, but they don't collaborate with anybody. And so I think for me, I make it my business to try to go to as many events that's going to build a community as possible, because I don't believe we work in a silo. And I think if everybody hold one head, we'll do better. And so I thought it was well put together. I thought the questions were fair. I didn't think they were really difficult. I thought what made them difficult was the fact that those are things we don't talk about, but they're things that we need to talk about. So I was really happy about it. And I like the fact that, he said that he's coming from where he wants to make a difference. You know what I mean? And when we as a people want to make a difference, it makes a difference.
Absolutely.
True. Yeah, and it's definitely... yeah, I don't talk about my background and my mother, so yeah, it's topics that we don't talk about normally, but we did, and I was sweating a little bit up there, I ain't gonna lie, because like I said, these are topics I don't talk about, but they are necessary. So I want to thank big man in the chat, King Sosa, aka DT. Greetings. We shouting out your event. It was dope. We appreciate the invite, and we need more of those. Rejoice, for I am here. Good day, all, Jerica, and on time. You're on time-ish. You're real close, but that's great. We appreciate you. All right, so we're gonna get into it. Yeah, big up King Sosa, man. That was a dope event, and for the first time event, I think the showing was good. And it really let me know that I don't with me for real, because I ain't show up to my event like that, But I digress.
Oh, don't be jealous.
A little bit. Give thanks, more on the way. Hey, Nyisha, what's going on? I go ahead and check out Sip and Chat, Keeping It Real. It is available where all podcasts are streaming. Check her out. It's dope. I was on there as well. All right, we're going to get into this. First, we got to do some good news and some events first. We want to big up the boss lady herself, Miss Lima Rowe, for her Posh Icon Award in media and for everything she does in the community. So big up Miss Lima Rowe. And this is another icon in the community, Miss Janisha John, bigging her up as well.
I wish I could.
Halima, that's for you.
Just give it away. I wanted to send some love, some support, and a super congratulations to my girl, the one and only Halima Lima Rowe. Listen, Lima go way back, all the way to summer camp days in 5th grade or so, where one thing is undeniable is that Lima has been a star from long. When I tell y'all, watching her performing on stage with her cousin Bob, shout out to her niece, and just seeing her go from being on stage at a summer camp talent show to now being a boss babe, a mother, entrepreneur, artist, someone who pours into the Virgin Islands community the way she does. Lima, I am so proud of you, girl. You're emotional, but I'm so proud of you. It's been such a pleasure to see you grow into your life. You are a true icon, and I'm so happy that you are getting your flowers because you worked so hard and you were.
Yeah. That's what's up. Big up, Big Lima Rowe, not the little one, man. Congratulations on that Posh Icon Award. It's kind of like the Image Awards, but for the BVI, because that's where it took place. I want to shout her out too, because I want my show to continue. So thank you. Yeah, big up Lima Rowe. More blessings to come for sure. She's doing dope things in the community. Also, I want to shout out another VI icon, Mr. Tim Duncan, VI very own. On this day in 1997, the San Antonio Spurs selected Tim Duncan with the first overall pick. 5 championships and a Hall of Fame career later, he remains one of the most impactful picks ever. Like I said, he's VI's very own. I want to shout him out as well on this day because he's still doing big things in the community and we love it. Hopefully I can have that type of money to do that kind of stuff in the community as well. And again, last but not least, good news. We got Adana Smith of St. Croix. She will receive full tuition, fees, housing, and mentorship for up to 4 years at North Carolina State through a $1 million endowment created by Microsoft executive and Virgin Islander Rashida Hodge in partnership with CFVI this academic year. Congratulations to you, Adana Smith. All right. So now that I get those out the way, I want to play a little game. Let's play a game.
Really quick. Adana is the most beautiful young woman. I had the pleasure of knowing her, and may her light shine bright and continue to be the Virgin Islanders that we're trying to create.
Facts. That is dope. You were her teacher, I'm assuming?
She was a member of the drama club for her 9th and 10th year, and she was amazing.
That's what's up. Congratulations to her, and we hope to produce more like her for sure. All right.
Now this game.
You well forward out, please. It's gonna be fun. Well, no, it won't. I got a game of our play, and I've never done this before, but thanks to Miss Siobhan Thomas, intelligent woman, brilliant woman, she came up with a little game to play because we have so many people. It's not just me and Nisi, and I want to see what y'all think about this word association game. All right. So, can you tell me what you think when you see this word or you hear this word? Teachers pay. What comes to mind? Whoever want to go first.
Insufficient.
Yes.
Definitely non-existent.
Yeah.
Because if there wasn't any teachers, there wouldn't be any other occupation. So it really doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Facts. What do you think is adequate compensation?
What the governor to make at least? That's minimum.
Yeah, like up the pay, man. Like up the pay.
Okay. All right.
I mean, what career can you do for 33 years like I've done and not be at 100K?
Yeah.
Correct.
Facts.
What career? Name a career? None. There's
McDonald's.
only little people like me.
And then sometimes you still reaching back in your pocket with the little bit that is they paying you, so you are able to teach because you need supplies, you need things to be the best teacher that you could be. And you still gotta take back in that money. So yeah, up the pay.
We've lost you.
What the governor makes. Okay. Gotcha.
Correct.
This your student, right? Naima said facts, Miss Carter.
Up the
All
pay.
right. Let's post this next one. What comes to mind immediately when you see the words gun violence?
That's a tough one. That's like
Is
a
it?
dagger for me. That's
Yeah.
that's a dagger for me because I lost my kid's father to gun violence.
Oh
So
wow.
that's like a dagger to me.
Condolences.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
he
It's
comes.
something.
So he comes to mind when you hear it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, and the whole community, because we know people. A lot of people that's affected by gun violence, from children to adults. It affects the whole community. Yeah.
It does.
Mhm.
And so like we run a wall of remembrance September 25th every year because that's National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. And the Virgin Islands, well, St. Croix, we have nearly 1,000 names on our list,
Woo.
and that's just St.
Wow.
Croix alone. And we only started counting from 1999, and the missing people's names are not on there. There's a lot of things that are not on there. So for me, gun violence is equivalent to hurt and pain.
Yes.
What's coming for me is normalized. Like, why is this normalized? Like, why are we thinking that this is okay to be one of the most murderous communities in the world, like per
Yeah.
capita?
Capita,
Like, this is not okay. Like, yeah, there's an Office of Gun Violence. I believe they have an event coming up. Like, step into that, step into your community. And if you know something, say something. We have to
Correct.
find better ways to do conflict resolution. We can't just kill off one another. You punch somebody, you knock them out, then 20 years later, you and he there by the bar cooling, sharing a drink. Remember when I beat your mother? Blah, blah, blah. But now,
Yeah.
because everyone is a gun-man and they pick up the
Mhm.
gun, that 20-year later recap can't happen. So
Yeah.
it's too normalized. It's one of the number one things that truly disturb me about living home.
Yeah.
And we got some word association in the chat also. Calico Jones says unspoken acceptance. I guess that goes along with the normalization also.
Yeah.
Glorification. I think rap music maybe, and like that's a big glorification. And even like I remember there was this video about the type of man that you see the type of man that a woman wants, bad man she love. Hey, the gunman in she hole and stuff like that there. And like when you ask younger ladies what type of man, and I guess maybe you can attribute that to wanting protection and thinking along that lines, but it is a glorified thing to be a gunman. And so we got to change that for real.
We do.
Aaron says gun violence can be associated with lack of emotional intelligence, lack of conflict resolution, and lack of de-escalation. An old man shot an old man this week. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That did happen. Rest in peace and condolences. Also, I want to comment on the fact that you see somebody's child, because everybody you see is somebody's child. You see somebody's child down on the ground, and the first thing you think to do is record it and post it like it's content.
I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
It's become normalized because we're
Yeah.
desensitized to violence.
There it is.
I hate it.
The desensitization to violence is too deeply rooted. I agree, and I blame social media for that because of all the information that we consume. I don't think that our brain was ever meant to consume this much information at once. I don't believe it. To say we can't keep blaming the youth. No, we have to blame the people that have raised the youth that we're here
And
now.
sex produces children, not parents.
That's a bar. That is a bar. Where you get one there from?
I say it all the time.
That's
I
a
like
bar.
that one.
I
Mhm.
like that.
Yes.
Bring back shade.
Absolutely.
We don't even react the same to gun violence. We don't even flinch. Quick statistic. As of late June 2026, there have been at least 20 homicides reported in the USVI. The territorial total includes 10 homicides on St. Croix, 10 on St. Thomas, running neck and neck. Now, those numbers may seem small, but that's why the words per capita is very important.
And it's 24 today, 13 on St. Thomas, 11 on St. Croix.
Oh man, and that's over the past couple weeks,
Days.
days. All right. All right. This one gonna be a rough one. All right, ready? What do you think about when you see this word?
Waste
How
of people
long are we gonna
assets.
continue? How long are we going to continue to just leave this in the hands of Coach Foy? Like, everybody got to be out there and just make noise. It's not fair. We have also normalized that we're going to be without electricity.
Yeah.
That this is just being that this is 2026. This is not 1926. Like, electricity should be a given in most and every community by at this point. Obviously, you're gonna have some real far-flung places, but come on, man. The antiquated system gotta be teared down and something new gotta build up because the money is being spent. Wappa is expensive.
And they were given monies to fix that. That's the thing, is like they were given monies when we went through those hurricanes to fix this. So what happened is like, like I read an article where they're telling St. Thomas is like, oh, just prepare for 3 months of rotating power. 3 months of rotating power, that's not normal. Nothing about that is normal. It is not normal. Yeah.
Especially not the rates, because we pay some of the highest rates in the nation.
Yeah.
So, and to not even be getting power, that's insane.
It literally is a waste of people assets. That's what WAPA stands for.
Facts. Thesis
Stop
says
laughing,
lack
Sayeeda.
of community accountability. If we don't fix it, we will lose it to privatization.
Like
Is-
everything else.
Lose it to privatization. Is that a bad thing for it to be privatized? Is that what we're
That's
saying?
questionable, right? That's questionable.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lose your autonomy. But if the people who are dealing with it are not doing anything with it, then, put it with something that at least the service is provided.
There you go.
True.
Yeah.
Jerica and this fire burn mentality. Jerica says, burn it down at this point. We might as well be without power voluntarily. What do you think about that?
It's frustrating. You really start
And
because
yeah.
people losing groceries, appliances, and these
Appliances.
things are not replaced. Like WAPA does not replace these things.
No, they don't.
My
They
mother
don't.
got 2 refrigerators in her yard, dread. That
That's
Wappa
My
don't burn
stove
out.
and my AC. This is the second time around.
2 nice refrigerator that this woman pay over $15, close to $2,000 for. Wappa done burn them out. What can she do? Go get another refrigerator.
That's
That's all.
crazy.
They don't even give credits because they couldn't afford it if they
No.
were to give credits for time without service.
They don't. People in St. Thomas were still complaining that after those blackouts they were going through, their bills came higher, actually. After those blackouts, their bills
That's
came
crazy.
higher. Yeah. So,
Yes, then we are saying we are not competent and other people will fix it for us and have our power in their hands. That's in regards to him saying if we don't fix it, we'll lose it.
But what do we do when you reach the wit's end and you're trusting the people that we say, okay, our own? When we reach the point that we're continually trusting our own to do the best for us and they continually show us that they're not, what do we do? What do we do? That people, it cannot be placed on the people backs continually. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
That's the $2 billion question, isn't it? What do we do to make the change? Any ideas?
Move the
Dismantle
people that are
board.
there and come up with a general idea. Like let the people become the board of directors for WAPA.
Yeah.
Right? So that you can hold them accountable, not the people who already have money, who house already solar.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Who already, gaining money from the solar systems and all the rest of it, and they're using wind power. They are not affected by it. Let the people who are affected by it sit on the board so we can get something done.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely agree.
King Sosa says blame the Vital Project. I think we can't just zone in and blame one thing or one project, because this has been going on for decades now. And then they have the smart meter thing and like all those bad contracts and like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Somebody need to do a good hack. That would be a wonderful thing.
They had one, but they didn't hack it right.
They were supposed to do the meter
read,
read, not the people accounts. They did that wrong.
They do it right.
Why them people in power allowed to live comfortably while they play in people's face? Fear. That's the answer. Fear.
Yes, absolutely.
I keep wondering, is it a level of ineptitude, like you get this job and then you actually don't quite really know what to do to fix it? Or is it that you just don't care? Or like, I want to believe, I think my naivete allows me to think that most people are good people, that they want to do right in the world, they want to do right. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like too hopeful. Like, you got the job, you don't know what to do? Like, why did you get the job then? Why'd you take it? I'm not going to take a job that I don't think I can thrive in.
Exactly, Miss Sayeeda. There you go. She told us.
But that's us believing that people think like we do.
Exactly.
Obviously, we've been wrong.
Exactly. Because I think it's been proven that the people that be getting these jobs, it's not based on their resume. A lot of it is based on who you know, who hands you've shaken, who you're related to, what last name you have. And we see it. And we know it. I mean, but what are you going to do, really? Even with the elections, that's how people getting elected and getting into office. A lot of them, well, several candidates are not running based on their resume. Fire them and hire other locals. We got to put a word, other qualified locals. You know what I'm saying? Like, that word is important.
Other
and
caring
there's people
locals
out there that want to do it. There's people that's capable, but they're being looked over or they're being pushed to the side or whoever because they rather hire the people that are gone. I don't call them yes men and yes women. What I said to do, you do, and that's how we got it. They don't give no pushback. They don't think about the people. It's like, okay, John gave me this job, so I loyal to John. I'm not loyal to the people. I basically feel that's where we are right now.
The sycophants.
Not only that, I know a lot of people that applied to WAPA, right? Young people coming home and they apply to WAPA, and the amount of overqualified they get in, so they don't get a job story. I don't understand how you can have somebody overqualified for a system that doesn't work. Wouldn't you want the overqualified person? Because then they have ways that they can get things done. But this overqualified nonsense for a lot of stuff when it comes to employment in the Virgin Islands is really a way. It's frustrating.
Because they'll pay them. If you're gonna be the CEO of WAPA, you're getting paid well. You know what I'm saying? Well. So what are you overqualified for?
You're not a yes man. You have to be a yes man. That's how I feel like you can't come in with your own mind, your own thoughts, your own, like, I have this to add, and they don't want that. It's go along with the program that we done already have set, or you're unqualified.
I'm going to run through these comments. We got it coming in quicker than I could put them up. They should have never brought the Warcilla generators. They were warned that it was experimental at best. Adding people to the board won't work. We need another company to come in and give them competition. Shelly, you want to respond to that? Because you were the one that said we should add some, local.
No, we need to add people that are affected by it, right? Don't have the board be people who have all solar. Those people who getting their power cut off, those people who losing their groceries, put people that are not quote unquote the uppity on the board. Like, put regular people on the board. Put the people that live in the housing communities, put the people that are directly affected, like that person that is a first-time homeowner, that they've lost their appliances and still have to pay their mortgage. Put people like that on the board.
Okay. Calico says, I think they get hired and drink the Kool-Aid. I could agree. That's why I say it's a lot of things. It's not, we can't just point the finger at one thing, because I believe that they're the big people, right? There's people that genuinely come in and they're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and they have enthusiasm and energy and they're ready to tackle this thing, and then they see behind the scenes and they're like, God damn.
But then we need to expose it.
Call
Expose
them out.
it.
Exactly, you say that. Call
Exactly.
them out.
Expose it.
And then who gonna fix it though? Because the ones that turn to expose problems, they get fired. And then
That's
what?
all right. But if the information is out there, right? How do you? That's how change happens. Somebody blows the whistle on something, right? And because everybody now is aware that that's exactly what's going on, then you see the change start to activate. It doesn't activate if everybody is silent. Silence gives people permission to do nonsense.
There you go. Yep.
That's true. That's true. The job descriptions in the VI are not accurate. Plus, you can have experience in an industry. Politics is truly quite the mess here. Every part of your job is political. Agreed. Agreed on yes, man. They show you that if you say no, you are gone. Nothing significant was gained peacefully through history. There goes that firebomb energy again. They don't want to pay the people's worth. I don't. That's what I'm saying though. As CEO of WAPA, are you telling me Carl the Dark Knight ain't getting paid extremely well?
I think he makes
Absolutely.
more than his homeboy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There are people in WAPA that are not the CEO that make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I know of one at least.
For then for it to be a faulty product.
And getting paid that much, you can't justify that. But
No.
all right.
Lack of maintenance is a Virgin Islands problem all the way through. I mean, check the schools then.
So is the problem
Yeah, I done. I
overqualified
finished.
or under loyal?
I finish.
Yeah.
It seems like they see the VI as an easy come up. Yes, that's why we have all these fraudsters from Ohio and Michigan. And they be like, oh, an easy eat. But I digress. They do so much wrong and continue to get away with it for years. It's sad to say, but if we don't stand up for what we want as a people, others will continue to walk all over us. The question is, how do we do it, and how many of us are willing to stand together for an extended period of time to get this mission done? Woo.
That's always the question, right? How many people are willing to take that risk?
WAPA CEO is 300K. That ain't enough money
That's more than enough money.
to fail? That ain't enough money
That's
to
too much money.
that ain't enough money to keep people in the dark?
Too much money. What are you like to do? Why? Like that's insane. Like, wow.
Only the Dark Knight. I know of at least one person that makes 200,000. He's not the CEO, and he obviously getting paid more than he worth. Hence the shortcoming on the record. That's why I want to know. You're overqualified for a failing. That don't make no sense. Well,
I don't think the governor should be allowed to pick people to put on the WAPA board. I think they should be like Ms. Thing said, they should be picked by the people at the Virgin Islands. That's a problem we have too, because it's the governor who placing these people on the board. Like he shouldn't have. I don't think he should have that authority to do that, because he's gonna do what's best for him. I don't think he's gonna do what's best for the people. I know.
all right. Thank you. That was great. Here's another one I'm gonna throw at you. Refinery. What do you think about when you see that word or hear that phrase?
Number one thing that comes to mind is environmental racism. Don't be gamed that this is the answer to our economic issues. This refinery has been killing us and will continue to kill us if reopened. Don't fall for the okie doke. Environmental racism.
I agree.
Calico Jones says savior. That's a word that comes to mind for him. Jerica says no.
No.
I don't even have a word for the refinery.
A word that
It's like
comes
a
to mind.
double-edged sword. Double-edged
A word-
sword. That's how I feel.
What you call it?
A double-edged sword is like.
True.
Yeah.
You see how money to run us? Because there's a lot of people that don't care about getting cancer down the line if you could get some money today.
Yeah.
One word that
Poverty
comes
is
to
a
mind.
screw.
I'm telling you.
One word that comes to mind for me is ash. because I grew up in Aradias and Harvey, and if you remember the Hovensa days, you remember that there were days when the sky was dark and there'd be ash falling from the sky, and I was close enough to the Hess plant to where it would break my skin out and people were having breathing issues. So
Yeah.
Environmentally, it's unsafe. But I think a lot of that goes back to the fact that nobody was monitoring it. You know what I mean? I think that if the refinery was run the way the refinery was supposed to be run, we could have done better because it did create an income for a lot of people. But nobody kept it. It's back to the maintenance thing again. Nobody to check up on nothing. Right? Once it starts and they're making money, people just tend to leave it be however it is. And I don't think that's a good idea.
true. I think we all could agree, like, as long as the environmental protections, the maintenance, and all of those procedural rules were followed, I think we'd be cool with it. Yeah? No?
Yeah, they need more safeguards. There's more safeguards.
I said no.
There's a lot of things that need to be cleared up.
It's toxic. It's toxicity.
Literally.
And why are we still fighting for big oil in this day and age? Like, why is, I mean, this is all a part of the whole, we're going from these oil billionaires, these tech billionaires. It's all about a money grab for me, is what, as I see it. And I hate that there's no adequate jobs for a lot of young people on this island, but I don't want the refinery open. No how, no wage red.
But what we were talking about before is the reason why the oil thing is in place, right? We can't do electric. What we gonna do? Depend on WAPA?
Good point. Valid points.
I think we need a bigger agriculture product in St. Croix too. We have
agree.
some of the things that we could tap into. Is just I don't know why it's not tapped into. Like, that's the bigger question. Like, why not? Why is it not being looked at? Like, everybody just stuck on the refinery. Then when there's so many other avenues that we ain't tapping into.
I agree. I agree because we got agro-tourism we could be doing in St. Croix, eco-tourism because we big, we got the land, but we focused on stuff like Sayeeda did allude to, stuff of the past, like oil and like coal and that kind of thing. We really should be looking at clean energy because we have the wind, the sun, the waves, everything we could be tapping into, but we don't. That's what the people gonna say. The refinery gonna say if we. Darren says, I'm neutral on refinery. I don't think we will have control on it being restarted because the government makes terrible deals. The refinery is a deep water port and we have a Jones Act exception. We could be a trading hub. That's a thing. That's fair.
True.
We need to be able to feed ourselves when the poop hits the fan. Agreed. All right. Here's the next word or phrase or acronym. GERS. What are your thoughts when you see that? Germs.
I owe that money right now.
And I don't work for government. So
It don't bother you.
I'm gonna get out of here.
But I do think that is something that really needs to be taken into accountability, in terms of their accountability to the people that have put money into the system. You know what I mean? GERS gets money from the people all the time. Every paycheck, they're being fed money. So what happens to the money? If you can't give me back my money, then what are you doing with it?
True.
I don't work for government, so it doesn't really impact me directly like that. But, you know, for a lot of the people that do work for government, like, how are you accountable to people for the money that they put in?
Jerica says,
Yeah, I made a stupid move and didn't work 1 year and took out my money, and now I feel like, wow, I gotta either pay them back or stay a lot longer than I want. Yeah, it's a trick bag for sure.
That says a trick bag.
Yeah.
Jerica says,
I called it. The lady is very nice. But that one hit a personal nerve, Joe.
Okay, I see. I see. Darren says Jers is a dinosaur close to being a fossil.
It's not the best system. It doesn't make the most sense.
Naima says it's a scam. Straight up scam. Dang. All right. I don't have a dog in this fight, so I can't even weigh in on
You
this.
lost your volume.
Really? You can't hear me?
I can.
Yep. Okay. All right. All right. Tourism. One of my least favorite topics.
Potential. If done
Okay.
right, potential.
Okay. Sayeeda, what do you think? Tourism.
Dependency. I don't want that level of dependency. Because if there's another Fountain Valley, what happens?
That's true.
Yeah.
Nyisha, what do you think when you see or hear the word tourism?
I have it good and bad, but I think they making it too much of like too dependent on tourism. Like we're becoming too dependent on tourism, and there's so much other things that we could do. Like we don't have to be just put everything in one basket basically, and we could be different. Because St. Thomas to me is like the tourism big hub, but for we in St. Croix, I don't think like we have our tourism, but tourism through like even with flights, we don't even have enough flights coming to St. Croix. Like if you're gonna say tourism, like we definitely need more flights and more affordability to come to St. Croix. So it's like I don't know. It's like I just want it to be so much more. We don't have to pile everything into one thing.
Agreed. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Lisa says tourism is only good if we can't be bought out, which we've seen. We're being sold piece by piece. Unlike other Caribbean islands, we don't have sovereignty, so we will get bought out like Hawaii. Agreed. We don't even do tourism right. We don't even have a functioning taxi system or rideshare. Too much emphasis on it. We need to focus on cleaning up homes so that the tourists can benefit indirectly. I personally don't care for it. If the world closed down, we SOL.
Yeah.
How the tourists going to get around? As far as for me, the word tourism, it brings two words to mind: servant class and I guess dependency.
I am
too.
not hearing Ja for whatever reason.
Can you two hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Sayeeda, come out and come back in. Somebody tell her.
So you got log out and log back in.
Yeah, I had to do that too.
Yeah, so servant class comes to mind when I think of tourism, and Hawaii. Hawaii comes to mind every single time. Because Hawaii, right now, there are residents of Hawaii that are literally, because they were priced out of where they live, which I think that's what's happening in the Virgin Islands. They were priced out, so they moved to all these other states in the nation, and now they're forming coalitions so they can move back to where they're from and where their people are from. Like they have ancestral lineage that like none of us live there no more. And now they're forming coalitions to fight that. And I think that's really the plan for the Virgin Islands and any Caribbean territory. It's to be owned and colonized. Like it's their paradise. It's not meant to be ours. And I think servant class comes to mind because when the powers that be take over a space, right, and they colonize a space, it prices out the people that live there, and the only people that can actually like exist become low-paid serfs. It's like, like when we talking about, we want hotels. Do you understand that a hotel is a low-paying job and you won't be able to afford milk? But that's the jobs that you want. And then when you can't afford to live on the island because you make a low wage, what are you gonna do? Now you gotta work 2 low or 3 low-paying jobs. That's not life. And then majority of those jobs, right? They'll pay you a little bit, and then the people who own the hotel, they don't even live on island. All the money is leaving the island anyway, or majority of it.
And then they get these crazy tax breaks that
ain't helping.
That don't benefit us in the long run at all. So it's
It's an
like,
infrastructure problem that I don't think the Virgin Islands can deal with, because Seychelles, what they did is that you can't own the land. You could build on the landfill, but you can't own the actual land. And so I think if the infrastructure is set up so that it benefits the local people, and the people that are coming in to get stuff have to be responsible for their own section, and it not be owned. We shouldn't be selling any land. We should be leasing them land, first of all, so that when they go or when it doesn't work, it belongs to us. But it's an infrastructure problem.
absolutely.
Agreed.
I don't be checking the prices at home. Like, I don't go on some of these websites just to go on there to see. And I'm like, there's no way a local person that's working, even a government job, can afford a mortgage of this 400,000, 500,000. Like, that's impossible. So,
And that needs to be monitored. That needs to be monitored.
crazy.
Why are you, when you know your salary, why are you allowing people to charge that kind of a money for a house?
Yeah. It's
Like, why is it not
crazy.
monitored? It goes back to maintenance and monitoring again. Like, why does that not happen?
Yeah, them prices are outrageous. Like, absolutely outrageous.
All right. Thank you. And also, like, what I think it was Jerica who said it, that we need to focus on cleaning up home. I agree, because I think if you don't even need to focus on tourism, because if you make home livable for locals, tourists are gonna come and see the space. Oh, this is beautiful. You're already living in paradise, and y'all happy, and y'all living good, and you don't have potholes that will kill your car. This is amazing. I want to move here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you take care of the locals, the tourists are gonna come regardless.
Yeah. Our local community is not at the top priority right now, and it shows. It shows every day. Yeah.
Marcus says that's how some Asian countries do. The land and businesses are reserved for the locals. Expats, in order to open a business, have to lease the land and have to partner with locals and give shares to locals in order to open a business. I agree that would be a nice thing to do. It would be difficult to do because we're a territory, though.
Not necessarily.
No? Talk to me.
It
Say
would
more.
be. It goes back to infrastructure, right? Because in order for you to buy the land, it has to belong to somebody.
Mhm.
And so, if the somebody that has the land leases the land and it's locally owned, then the money stays here.
Mhm.
Then they don't own the land. But it goes back to an infrastructure problem. We are really quick to give stuff away because the money looks good at the moment.
I'm surprised one of the questions wasn't how they feel about hospital or medical care. Marcus, give me a second. Let me relax. So the next question, YF Louis. What do
You want to talk?
about?
Do you want to talk about the person or the thing that he's rolling in the grave?
Let's talk about
Governor-
the hospital
Governor,
and
way
the
back then.
healthcare system in the Virgin Islands. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, inadequate.
Okay. Inadequate.
Horrific.
Nervously so, nervously so, as I have an aging mom and stepdad. Like, it makes you really nervous to want to live here and see that your parents are aging and they're going to need care that perhaps is not going to be readily available.
Yeah, it's scary.
And that comes down to, again, how it's set up. You know what I mean? It comes down to how it's set up. Like, why do we have 3 hospital buildings and none of them working? Like, how does that make sense?
Facts.
You know what I mean? If you move from Charles Howard to go to Wang Louis, right? If you had maintained Wang Louis, the hurricane came. Everything else and everybody else's private business got fixed back from the hurricane. You can't fix back the hurricane, the hospital. You put them in tents. You don't do nothing with the building. And then you move everybody over to that, and something's wrong with that, and then what happened? Like, why we always have to live in survival mode? Like, we forever in a war zone. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's sad. Like, I was reading, I forgot whose stuff it was. I was reading and he said he had, it was Mosler, and he said he had lunch with the president of the board or something like that for the hospital, and he asked them, so what's the plan? For like the stuff that's happening, and it was like, they don't have no plan. So I'm like, why would you take a job if you don't have a plan? Where are we taking jobs if we don't have no plan? And then they're like, oh, they're going to use a consultation company. How much consultations are we going to have over the years with no execution? We have a problem with that too. We do a lot of consultation with no execution. That's wasting monies.
Fact.
You wasting monies.
I thought they started renovations and broke ground on the original hospital. How's that project going? They broke ground on Donna Christensen Health Center, didn't they? Isn't that what that was? Now, I have noticed something. There's been a lot of groundbreakings, but what I found out is that doesn't mean that you started the project.
No.
It's just a ceremony.
No.
Which is
Like,
We
crazy.
like to have a lot of show thing. We like to show
Yeah.
things. We're very pomp and circumstance, and we're gonna have a groundbreaking, and everybody's gonna come for a photo op, and then check, nothing is happening.
Like I don't send mama guys in, and people and a lot of mama guys in at college going on. It's like a lot of photo ops going on. Like we need execution. We are lacking execution in a lot of things in our territory. Yeah.
A strategic plan was written for Wang F. Louis by the team. When I was there, 9 months later, they came begging for my PowerPoint, assuming that means they never implemented the plan.
See what we mean?
Yeah, after she quit. After she quit.
I don't understand it. Like I don't, and then everybody to continue every day like it's a normal day in paradise. Having adequate healthcare is not like something we begging for. That's like a human right. That's a right as a human being to have adequate healthcare, and we could have been done that, but intentions is a real thing. Like, are we intentionally walking to these projects and executing them? We're not.
There is no maintenance. I mean, if there was maintenance, we wouldn't need to be breaking ground and nothing. We could use the ground for something else.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Like, and how come nobody ever talks about property and procurement not doing their job?
Yeah.
They never ever come up in anyhow.
Yeah, Shelly, yeah.
What? Okay, you said you would give us all the gusto. What we step for? What?
That is your show.
So what are we talking about? She must anyway. She must don't know how to go in. But the word that comes to mind is failing. The nurses and providers are truly doing their best with what they have, but the hospital is really going down. The hospital is really going downhill. They really do need help. I'm not sure if it's a pride thing or if there's more to the story that I don't know about, but asking for help is necessary at this point. Who we gonna ask? They don't want to reach out to the feds because then the feds gonna investigate where the monies went.
There you go. There is everybody protecting everybody while the community suffers. That's where we at. You give me this job, so I gonna protect you because I'm making 6 figures. I mean, I say nothing. Like I don't always say like I can't be so educated or pay so much money for a degree and then I bend in the knee to nonsense. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And just even as a good person with like empathy and compassion and just care, I just couldn't do it. Like I couldn't know that people am suffering and they deserve better, and I'm gonna sit in a position and just allow it to just break down to the last of the last where people are actually dying, sitting waiting for care. I couldn't do it.
Literally life and death, and we playing around like we don't need that facility to work. Erica says the last groundbreaking was for the equestrian training center, I think. See, and he started. Don't start me up on that equestrian training center.
Don't let me start.
Because it looked like they seen corner pocket. They went across the street, start cutting down trees. and say, all right, coming soon.
I hate
Like,
it.
give me a break.
And then putting people children in photo apps, like I hate it. Like I hate. Oh my God, what a passion! I just hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I must have the equestrian training center. You mean the bush that they cut a circle in? All right. All right. What do y'all think about when you see this phrase? What comes to mind? What do you automatically start thinking? VI people abroad, come home. Come on,
I mean, it truly depends on your temperament and your ability to stomach nonsense, right? Like, and then just how strongly you feel about being a part of a substantive change in this community. Like, I remember my mom told me clearly, don't come here. You know, she told me, don't come here. And I mean, I'm glad I came, the people I've met, the projects I've worked with, but at the end of the day, this a rough place to live, you know. This place here rough, so bad. Every time I move out my house, go to a grocery store, I think I picking up a couple of things and it's $75. And I mean, it's just, if one of my children are sick and I'm there for hours at the ER, like, I don't really question my sanity for wanting to live home. Like, am I a sadomasochist? Like, why do I really want to live home far? Like, but then I meet these students like Adana Smith, the young lady who started our hour, and Ace Poya just had an op-ed, and like the children I meet and interact with are some of the best young people that I've worked with in the world. And I've worked on the East Coast, on the West Coast, in South Africa. Like, my homegrown VI children, they give me the joy and the energy about being home. Nothing else.
Shelly, you want to weigh in on that?
I really can't, because I know too many people who have tried to come home. As a matter of fact, currently, a really good friend of mine is trying to bring a behavioral health program here, and the amount of trouble she gets in just to bring a service that we need here.
I was reading that.
It's frustrating. She came and she's like, I need this, I need this, I need this. I send her to the people to get all the requirements and still the blockage. So why is it, if the people that we have from the Virgin Islands are doing these amazing things in the States and they want to bring it home, why are we giving them trouble? Like, why you just don't let them come home? They'll be more invested.
Tell you why. Can I tell her why?
I know why, but go ahead.
Because some colonizer don't give you deep pockets to have a monopoly, and you try and protect your colonizer friend. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, you would really sell out your own homegrown people who try and come from the Bob to invest in where their neighbors string berry. And you will really throw them under the bus to support your colonizer friends. It's a bad situation.
Nye, I would love for you to weigh in, because I remember you were excited to come home and everything, but
yeah, I was home last year for like 7 months, and it's just different. Like, it's really hard. Like Miss Sayeeda been saying, like, I give it off to our youth, because our youths to really persevere, and they don't really give their all with what they have, even though they deserve more. Like, I born and raised home. I only died in America 6 years, and I hate it. Like, anybody that know Nyisha, like, I hate it, but I had to, for my sanity wanting more for myself. And it shouldn't be like that, because when I was growing up, home is like, I grew up in the public school systems, and we had great teachers. It was a great public school system. Like we strive, like we did good. We had, and it just now is like, it's like one group over here have this stuff going on, and then everybody else on the side is like you gotta fend for yourself. And it just really sad. Like, it shouldn't be like that, because I don't feel like, you see them two hurricanes, I don't always said to myself, I feel like that would jack come and broke up the place for we to build anew, and we failed at it. I wouldn't say we, but those that were placed in leadership to bring the people together and make it anew, they failed. They failed at doing that. We are worse off than when we went through them two hurricanes, and it didn't have to be that way. It didn't have to be.
Instead of making it anew for local people to survive, to thrive, to really, pop off, it became like a hotbed of disaster capitalism.
Yeah.
And everybody but us said they come into Mecca eat.
Yep.
And so said, so done.
Yep.
Like if you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you would think that there was something inferior about us.
Right.
If you were drinking the Kool-Aid, right?
Yes.
Obviously, we know otherwise because we aren't falling for the okie doke, but that's what you would be led to believe.
It's by design. Now, Miss Shelly, I know that you had like a prior engagement.
No, I'm good. I called them. I told them I'll be late.
You good?
Love it.
I mean, because the reason why I asked is because I went and, I was shuffling in the background and I got another special guest to add to the panel.
I can go.
You on?
I can go. If you have somebody else, it's fine.
I ain't trying to hear you though.
No. I know. No, but it's fine.
Hey, but I'd like to welcome my brother and fellow podcaster Marcus Norman joining for the second half. What going on?
How's it going?
Marcus.
I wanted to say, incredible show. You ladies are fantastic, and thank you for having me in such a dynamic panel.
Thank you.
All right. Now, let me read some of these comments. Darren says, to ask people to move back with no plan equals gaslighting. And I agree with that, because there has to be some sort of like transition program to get people into positions and not just say, hey, things is bad enough, come home and fix it. Like that was one of the stupidest suggestions I've ever seen, is to just reach out to people who are away, have a life that they've created away, and to say, hey, things bad, I come home, help me out. And you ain't do nothing, you ain't laid no groundwork. You ain't said, let me put a training center, let me see about housing transition programs, nothing.
And even the people them that are educated or have these degrees and stuff, the pay is not adequate. You're not gonna pay me 50 grand for a master's.
At all.
There's no way, because people making 6 figures with masters up here. So there's no way you're expecting people to leave from making 6 figures and cut the pay in half, and then the cost of living is higher. It don't, the matin.
I'm trying to figure out what this was supposed to be. We have another Virgin Islander trying on the behavioral health front also. Got to jump higher than a horse at the new equestrian center. What comes to mind is a hard cutai, a long hard chups. I figured out that some people like to keep things the way they are because they want to keep their mediocrity. Because of exceptional people were to come, they will be forgotten or not given the chances they are given now. So they're scared of losing that position. That's in it. Change course now. Ha ha ha.
I don't want to laugh.
So we like it. So that's when the real teeth them came out. Yeah, during the hurricane. That's when that's how. Let's be honest. During a disaster is when the real capitalists, let's say capitalists, they'll come out, because things gonna be damaged. You could slip in easy. Nobody's really checking what's going on. Just like in Hurricane Katrina, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back, Marcus. FEMA chasers are a real thing. When the U.S. government send monetary aid, they also send who you are going to spend it with. That's not to excuse the VI government's fumbling the opportunity to transform the VI for the benefit of Virgin Islanders. All right. Now, Marcus, you just joined us. You're a Virgin Islander living abroad. what do you think about when you see the phrase VI people abroad come home?
I'm not coming home. I am not.
Damn.
So all the great points that you guys made earlier, it's not conducive for me to come home, right? If I'm bringing compensation, I'm bringing jobs, I'm bringing my skill set. The young lady, Miss Naya, said master's degree, and you can't have a conducive environment for me to thrive in. I can't come home. It's not economically sound for me to come home. It's not when I have to, again, with Sayeeda making the great points, I have to care for my family, I have to care for my aging parents, and the environment doesn't allow me to. I am running into the same boat when my parents are older, and I have invited them to come live with me. And I have said, what do you need in order to come here? So I'm actually trying to take my parents from the Virgin Islands. So, and I know that doesn't sit well with a lot of Virgin Islands who are home, but that is the best environment where I can be of service to my aging parents. And until those things are changed, until it is conducive for me to come home, I am not coming home. I think last electoral season, they had a candidate who ran, and the candidate said, I am working virtually with my job in the United States because there's no work here for me, right? And so they have to work, even though they're home, they have to work and make money because only they can pay them enough to afford their lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of
the
programs,
reason-
a
the
lot of
reason why-
programs. There's a
Mhm.
lot of money in the Virgin Islands, and there's a lot of programs that should be built. Nursing programs, just like all the great ladies and you, Josh, said earlier. There's a lot of money that could be invested in programs. Pay the professionals, pay the educators, pay the teachers. 30 plus years and not making six figures is diabolical.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
That's insane.
I
right?
can think offhand of 3 university presidents that are Virgin Islanders.
Yeah.
Right? Running an entire university. But yet we can't get our schools run properly. I can think of doctors who have their own practices, who are running hospitals and all of that, graduate from high school in the Virgin Islands. But we have the healthcare system we have.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they don't want the change to happen.
That is scary. When an ambulance service leaves the Virgin Islands because they're not getting paid millions of dollars. Not a couple thousand. You owe, I'm a little bit in arrears. I'm 30 days in arrears. You owe me millions of dollars. That's scary.
And we had an ambulance service here that we couldn't get passed through the system for us to maintain it here. So we had to close, and we were all from here.
Yeah.
So when you try to build something here that you see is a service, the amount of pushback that you get in order to get it done is ridiculous. Because we tried.
Miss Shelly, if you ain't bringing a brown paper bag, you know how we go. That's basically.
And I ain't gonna bring no brown paper bag because
There
your
you
brown
go.
paper bag have plastic holes.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
But even then, when you have individuals bringing Uber to the Virgin Islands because we need transportation. My aging parents need transportation to get to the groceries, get to the gas station, and the infrastructure is already developed. The Virgin Islands doesn't even have to cut the check, and you still won't let me
They said no.
drive. You won't let me build a Uber business to supplement, maybe not replace the taxi service, but supplement the taxi service and take some of the burden off of them. That's wrong.
They said no.
They said
Not only
no.
that,
We
You
went
arrest
through
them?
we
You
went
arrest
as a
them?
victim, being a victim advocacy agency, we went through the whole safety plan with them. All excited about this happening because you'd be able to make sure that when people went someplace, nobody take them in some bush and rape them, because that was happening a lot, or people were just disappearing off the planet, or all kind of stupidness. And they still said no, even though they put in the work and they asked the people here, how would this benefit you and what would be best? It was still a no.
now,
Then
not
you did
only
it.
all those
Yeah.
things that y'all said, so after they turn away the new stuff, and they have the taxi service that is not working the way it should, and then it's unsafe, like you said, they're gonna turn around Mr. Angel Boquist Senator at large decides he gonna ask for almost $500,000 to upgrade and update the pay system for the taxi service. To get a new POS system, you need almost $500,000. Then they turn around and like, hey, we already got a deal, bro. We already got one for 60-something thousand. And then nobody's asking how he come up with $300 and something thousand more than what we got the contract for.
Because they get accustomed to nasty business run the Virgin Islands government, point blank period, like dirty business. It's always a backdoor deal or something going on, and if I give you this contract, you gotta give me back this. A lot of dirty business running in the VI government, and no accountability, nobody holding them accountable, nobody calling them. We gotta wait for the feds to come in and make an arrest. We gotta wait for the feds to come in and say something. Like our justice system ain't stepping in and saying, hey, no, this is wrong and you gonna be held accountable for this. No, it's just flowing like a next day in paradise, and it's sad.
It's the criminal justice system. Remember the first word.
Yes.
Marcus, there is VI Hill. The platform is there, but the Taxis Association is blocking it. There is also, I don't even know. I don't even know. There's also VI Uber, UBAH. I know they were blocking that. I don't know if that's still a thing.
Still.
So it's there. The Virgin Islands are literally trying to create, they're trying to create the infrastructure for themselves. And I see this happening in other industries, right? A lot of our veterans, our OGs, are refusing to adapt, right? They don't want to change, right? They don't want to give up those tokens because they feel they'll lose out. And what needs to happen, everybody talks about it, the buzzword, artificial intelligence. Artificial is going to put so many people out of jobs. It's going to put you out of a job if you don't change. If you can't adapt, if you can't change your mindset, and you need to stop with this mantra of I'm an old dog and I can't learn new tricks. You need to learn new tricks. AI, VI Hail, taxi services can work together with those programs, and you might need to learn a new trick or two, but you will lose your job. And that's what, and so your answer is block it. Don't replace what's broken. That's the answer. That's terrible. Work with me. Work with its locals are creating its own programs. They're trying to literally save their own ship. We are trying to save our own ship and creating systems, and you're blocking it because you don't want to innovate. You don't want to change. You don't want to learn something new because it scares you. And it all works together. Education. There needs to be a nursing program to assist in creating nurses. And I think in a previous show, you all ladies had said something to that effect. Well, if I educate you and I spend the money and I invest in your education, how do I get you to stay? How do I ensure that you stay here and use the talents and the gifts that I poured into you, at least for a certain amount of time? I don't want to keep you here in perpetuity, but can I get you to invest back here and use some of those nursing skills here? And then that leads into, well, where am I going to work? Now I got my nursing degree. Where's the hospital? Oh, you don't have one? Okay, where am I going to work? I have to. It all connects. It all connects.
All right, let me get to some of these comments here, and we can weigh in on that. Cause them taxis sure as hell don't run after sundown. They sure
Did they
as hell
ever used to?
When a ship is in. They used to what?
Run after sundown?
Yes.
They used to. Yeah, they used
They
to.
did.
Okay.
Because most places used to close at 9, and so they used to run for people to get home.
Yes. Yes.
But if the cruise ship in now, you ain't getting no taxi, whether it's daytime or not.
So what about club hours? So after 9, you're just screwed. If you're
Pretty much.
Screwed.
You need a ride or to walk.
You need a
You better have
ride.
a friend with a car.
Exactly. So help us understand how Virgin Islanders abroad should come home when transportation, meaning flights from abroad, isn't even available to the majority of Virgin Islanders that would like to come home. Make that make sense. How are Virgin Islanders abroad supposed to come home? Where are the homes? If majority of us was supposed to come home, make that make sense. How are Virgin Islanders supposed to come home when the system itself are failing the natives in the Virgin Islands. Make that make sense? It doesn't. And we can't reconcile it, that's for sure.
It must be a way for people to stay part of it and still make some kind of contribution to home. Even if it's just the smallest thing of gathering knowledge about what's going on at home and understanding, or checking in on the loved ones that you have here, seeing how you could be a source of support to them. But the thing about it is not everybody who left here and is elsewhere is doing well. They might be holding on with a thread in Babylon, like barely making it. So we can't assume like you ain't home, you doing well. You might not even be able to come back home for a visit.
Yeah.
You're just living paycheck to paycheck in the Bob. But how do you even then wrap your mind around, okay, I want to go home, I want to contribute to home? The reason our colonizers, our neo-colonizers are doing so well is the majority of them coming here with a bag of money. And that bag of money creates access, it creates friendships, and it creates an ability for you to make your way a lot faster than a Virgin Islander who may have had a moderate income, lived a long time in the States, and then, don't have it to come home and make a big splash on home stage.
And even if it's dirty money, even if it's dirty money, they don't care, because a lot of them that come from America with dirty money, embezzle money, all kind of thing, but they don't care as long as you get that money. It's like, oh, okay, we see it, we saw it happen. Like somebody who was a criminal from America came and infiltrated our VI government. Like,
are you talking about Epstein? Are you talking about Epstein?
You could name literally 3 people that did that. Okay. You could name multiple people that's done that.
Multiple. Like Epstein is just one. He's probably one of the biggest one that, that had his paws in everything. But most recently, people are going jail behind him right now. And people were actually mad at the fact that people were going jail and be like, oh, he entrapped them. Nobody can entrap you. You can't make no choice in life. If you know something is wrong, don't do it. Don't do it. You know that was wrong. So we don't give easy access, like Miss Sayeeda said. We don't give easy access to the colonizers too quick and fast. We don't even do a background check. You get a little money or you get a bag of money, yeah, you good to go. I got you.
They can't even the ones with money anymore, because now we got a whole bunch of using colonized. Now we have a whole bunch of white homeless people here.
Yeah, it's sad.
Most of them starting to move into the housing projects and all the rest of them because they have no money, and they're telling you they're not going back to the States because they're not getting any benefits in the States anymore. Yeah. But so it's either end. It's both ends of the spectrum at this point.
Wow.
Ja, you're
but
muted.
I think we do believe in some kind of white exceptionalism too. Like we will cling to some ideology coming from somebody just because they're white.
Yes.
Faster than we will check, our local sister and brethren idea. You could have actually the same idea. And that person, you believe there's something exceptional about them. That's just self-hatred.
Yeah, we do have that. And
let me ask y'all this, right? So the opposite end of that would be to say, I will support my people first. When there's a job, I'm gonna put my people that are qualified in this position first. Now, how, is it racist or is it nepotism to do that? Is it wrong to say, I ain't going with nobody from off island or anybody that ain't local or any Caucasus Mountain residents? I'm gonna go with the people that live here. What is something wrong with that?
Something is wrong with that if they're not qualified, right? Because that means that all the overqualified people that were from here, that was in the States, that you bypass their thing because, the nepotism and all the rest of it. Because that's really what the problem is. I don't know anybody that's been more qualified than our own people that have put in resumes that have not had somebody that is not one of us get hired.
We don't take up spaces in America. Like,
Correct.
we take up spaces up here in America, like in big time spaces. But for some reason, they feel like we are not adequate enough to take up that space at home. I don't know why.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, so I'm gonna read these comments because Dwayne made some good statements in here. Our Attorney General is part of the governor's cabinet. The Inspector General doesn't have prosecutorial powers. So the IG does investigations, identifies criminal activities, and all they can do is refer the matter to the Attorney General, who works for the governor and is part of the same cabinet under which corruption is occurring.
The criminal justice system.
Yep.
Now, I had made a post right today. Does anyone else think that it's strange that we had a debate between 3 gubernatorial candidates and there was not one mention or one question asked, how do you think we can get rid of or change the culture of seemingly corruption in the USVI government? Nobody mentioned in that whole 2-hour debate that, hey, what are you going to do to root out corruption? There's been multiple investigations, indictments in this current administration. One of the gubernatorial candidates is currently second in command of this administration. And then somebody push back against it and say, hey, this was a debate. It's not an indictment against the administration. I'm like, this is my people, This is people that look like me.
That's a legit question because
that's a legitimate question. And you pushing back against me on why we didn't ask about that. That's not a concern of the people.
It's
not a concern of those people.
Yeah.
These people are strange. It's strange.
Yeah, a lot of people want to leave. They want to leave space for their chance to get a little something.
Exactly.
Silence is permission. Yes. Silence comes across as permission. That's why victimization is as high as it is.
Yeah.
Crazy part.
Nobody wants to say who did what, right? I mean, and we're doing it. We were talking about gun violence. Get to the corruption. It's the same thing. Nobody says anything because everybody's afraid of the pushback. Right? But if we keep being silent about the things or talking in the places that it's not going to have an impact, it's going to continue to happen. Because they're going to be like, oh, you just need to have a fish fry and then everybody going to vote for you. But, when do we start to hold ourselves accountable too for doing the nonsense?
Yeah.
Agreed. Crazy part is I was just in Puerto Rico last weekend and taxi drivers was also driving for Uber. It's crazy how taxi drivers fighting it down and politicians folding under their pressure. And taxis getting around paying taxes because of gross receipts, so they're protecting tax-free money. A number of taxi drivers stopped working at night because they were getting robbed. True.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah, but they should have switched to a cashless system a long time ago because it's 2026. But whatever. Oh, and also about the coming home thing, right? So me in Babylon, in the States, I don't carry cash. I hate cash. I hate coins. So I could exist without pulling out money. I really can. However, I just went home, and first of all, it's hard to find an ATM. And like they will have an event, right? I feel like everything is more difficult home. There's at least 2 extra steps to what I would have had to do if I was in the States, and it is frustrating because if you have an event, right? Let's say you have a cash bar. You know what else you should have? An ATM.
Yeah.
If you have an event and most of the places there if it's a huge event and most of the places take cash, you know what else should be there? An ATM. But they'll ask for cash and just expect you to have it. And it's like, it's the year of our Lord 2026.
My phone, my wallet is my phone basically here in America. It's crazy. Like even I be telling myself like, Nyisha, you getting too thing because I pay for everything through my phone. I don't even pull out my cards anymore. Like I use my phone to pay for everything. And I think like our systems too are so behind. Like we're so behind, and like Marcus was saying, I think it's by design. Like people are afraid of change. I don't know why. People rather hold on to the same old. Like we stand behind while the world is moving ahead. The world ain't gonna wait on me, you know. They ain't gonna stop because we don't want to agree. Like they're gonna keep moving ahead, and then we stuck behind. I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know what it's gonna take. I really don't know. I really don't know.
Going home, it really is. Sometimes it'll feel like you're going back in time, man. Like the land seemed like it stood still at one point, and I don't like that for my people, man. Like you want cash only, and I don't carry cash, and then coins. The man, they don't disable the penny, you know. The penny is not even a thing anymore.
No.
But it's still 1999.
Yeah.
What you want a penny? You really want a penny from me?
You want exact change? Okay. This trend started over 2 decades ago when cashless payments were not prevalent. The trend never reversed. The white exceptionalism is incredibly problematic here. How do we attack that? How do we get to the bottom of that? Any ideas? Anybody want to weigh in?
I think once we are learning our history and knowing like what a powerful people we are, I mean, I think a lot of people mistake my comments for some kind of like hatred or something. There are a lot of fantastic people of every race in the world, right? But, you know, we can't be so down on ourselves or like don't know our history like prior to enslavement or how we fought post enslavement to like get our thing back on stride. Like if we don't know our history, you're going to easily believe, you're going to follow the white supremacist narrative that is so prevalent, and you're going to fall in line to thinking that there is something exceptional. So I mean, for me, it's always been being a profound champion or explainer or like pushing people to know the greats of your Virgin Islands history. Like, do you know who Hubert Harrison is? Do you know who Casper Holstein is? Do you know who Ludwig Harringen is? Like, do you know some of these people? Like, you know, do you know that Queen Mary was living in the Virgin Islanders but was from the larger Caribbean? Like, do you know all of these historical things? That's what I think would break up that myth of white exceptionalism.
I have a point to make first on that before I read this comment, before I get cussed. I think white exceptionalism, I think it was a learned behavior because even in the Virgin Islands, we are taught what white people use, what they like, what they do. Like, for instance, I know that Vidal Sassoon is not for black people, but I know they use it. They wouldn't know what products we use in our hair because everything that we exist in, it's made for them and their comfortability. But if they will look at you wearing a bonnet and don't understand that it has a purpose, right? Yeah. But I know why you don't put grease in your hair.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, we're forced to know so much more about them than they've ever been forced to know about us.
Right. And they don't care to learn though. Not really. They don't care to learn from a place of like, I want to understand. They'll watch. You know what I'm saying? They'll look and then they'll use it, but they won't learn it. Just like how the word woke gets adapted, right? Woke meant something. The word woke meant stay woke, keep your eyes open, your third eye, and all of that. Now it's being used against us and against like people that have nothing to do with outside of the black race.
They want to send you to jail for it in America right now. It's like a criminal. You're a
And it
criminal.
had
if
nothing
you
to do
vote.
with what they're talking about.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it goes back to the very beginning of what you all have stated, where we need more events like the VI Tart Expos, Agriculture Fairs, King Sosa. Those events show what we can do, and it incorporates our history, it incorporates our culture, and it incorporates how dynamic and exceptional we can be. And so the fact that supporting those things and supporting those avenues and supporting him and backing him when men and women find the courage to stand up, continuing to support and continuing to push these people and elevate these people as best we can. And I don't need to be home to do that. And I applaud those events, and we need to see it, I think, is what I'm hearing consistently. We need to see us being exceptional, so the young boy, the young girl watching you can see herself in you and follow your lead.
Ooh, you got to clap for that one.
Even what our products that we produce in the Virgin Islands, why we don't have a VI Expo that people can come to from all over that exposes all our products? Because we have a lot of people in the VI that have products that they make, that's from the VI, tailored to the VI. Well, we don't have an expo exposing that. I don't know.
The mindset definitely has to change. Like, we have to, like Sayeeda said, we have to stop with the self-hatred first.
Yeah.
And stop, thinking that somebody's better than us. And then when we do things, think we're in competition with each other. Like, we shouldn't be in competition with each other. If I have a product and you have a product, we need to be able to join our products in a streamline so that it creates a dynamic, right?
Yeah.
It's like empire building, and we don't do empire building. Everybody wants to work in a silo, and we need to stop working in a silo and work in community. You know what I mean? The mergers need to be between us. We don't need to worry about whether or not Vidal Sassoon makes products for us. We make our own products. We need to use our own products. We need to spend our money with us and not be upset because, this one making more money than me, or this one is getting more exposure than me. We need to combine our strengths together. But we're afraid of each other.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. We're afraid of each other.
The funniest thing about that is we're the only people afraid of us, if you really think about it.
Correct.
Like,
But
nobody
we were
else
taught
actually,
that.
nobody else actually thinks of us as competition or a race of people to fear.
The colonizers do. That's why they fight us so hard. They know our greatness. They know our capabilities.
I was about to ask him to justify that statement for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
they fear who we could be united, right? But in our current iteration, they are not scared of us.
Yes.
Right.
Because we're not united, we're not anything to fear at all. Like, they do stuff, listen, they do stuff to black people that they wouldn't do to any other race, right? And we so inclusive and so forgiving. And do you know another race that would not have come together? Look at the story of Botham Jean, right? A man is at home eating ice cream, smoking weed in his drawers. He comfortable. A white woman comes into his house, murders the man, and then claims the castle doctrine. Mind you, this is not her castle. And they give her, that was a whole case. That would not have been a case for any other person of
but
any other color.
It's been set in America for us from a long time. It been set. Like, a lot of things are woven into this system in America. They've been built that way. It been that way. Like, we fighting against this. It get two systems. You see it every day. It get two systems, one for them and one for we. And it been built that way, and and every time we try to be like, you could check the history. Every time we be like, we gonna come together and we gonna do our own thing, they burn it down, they flood it out, they kill we, they take it from we, and history repeating itself right now. If we ain't paying attention, history is repeating itself right now. And only God knows, I don't know.
I think that goes hand in hand with this statement. Naima says, I actually think black people are some of the most studied people, but they don't study us to empower us. They study us to break and deter us. I think we're the most copied, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
It goes back to the fact that we have absolutely no belief in ourselves. You know what I mean? We feel that you have to understand, which is why I asked you to justify it, right, Ja? Is because you have to understand, if you can write a law that is specific to a race of people, you have to be afraid of them.
Yep.
Right? Like, they have laws for the control of black people. They're not really concerned about anybody else, just the black people. And their criminal justice system is based on that. It's only recently they started taking out the words. You know what I mean? So it's not that they're not afraid of us, but the Willie Lynch story worked, right? They made us so afraid of ourselves that we don't want to do anything. And then we call it inclusion. It's not inclusion. It's trauma.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. So I guess what I'm saying is, who we are now is not what they fear. They fear an idea of who we could be, right? But who we are right now, with the pants sagging, they're fighting each other and all of that, they don't fear that. Nobody does, right?
No.
Like, if
they created it.
Karens and Kens, the colonizers and stuff, if they feared us for real, even though they'll call the police because we gathered, right? If they feared us for real, they wouldn't be the aggressors. That's not what fear looks like. Like, if you come into a space, if I gathered in as a community, I'm gathered having a barbecue, and you could walk into that space and start trouble as the aggressor, you don't fear me. You're not scared of me.
Well, no, I'm scared of you, but I also know that I have a system that's going to back me up. Right? If you wrote your laws so that it targets me, I can come into I'm afraid of you. I don't want you there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and I'm going to create a problem, because I know that an entire system is going to come after you, and you by yourself is not going to be able to fight that.
Yep. Okay. They create laws. They create laws. If that's how they're attacking us right now, through laws. They are bending and breaking every law. That anything we do that's of good, it's considered bad to them, and I can punish you through the law. That's how they've been doing it. That's how they've been doing it, through laws. Laws that we think that will no more. They bring it back old laws.
Yeah. I'm watching it happen. Yeah, that's due to centuries of conditioning. We have to start breaking these cycles, but it's going to take consistency and time. Darren says, I disagree. They're only concerned and afraid of us black people. The guy who is the main author of Project 2025 has an African American Studies degree.
An advanced degree at that.
He did. He studied
That's fear and entitlement. Mexicans back in 2009 were slated to outnumber white Americans by 2040, hence came MAGA and the new level supremacy. But yet, we don't, like, Mexicans don't even mess with us for real, even though that's why I keep saying they fear what we could be. But like, even the great replacement theory, it's a fear based that we would come into power and do to them what they've done to us. But that's not what we want. We don't want revenge. We've always wanted civil rights. We've wanted civility. We've never wanted revenge. And then, like, that's what I'm saying. They're scared of an idea of us, but that's not who we are.
I don't think it's an idea. They know what we could be. We prove what we could be. We've been proving what we can be. They're the ones that always tear it apart, burn it down, do whatever they have to. We have proven over time and time again our capabilities, what we are capable of, and they will help and do everything to rip it apart.
I mean, there's no America without the labor of the enslaved. Like, America as it is today is set in place as a quote unquote superpower because of all the years of free labor and terror that was exacted upon our ancestors. So they are like, oh, we have done these people dirty generationally. Are they going to turn around and have the same inhumanity? But and that's you should be very afraid of
Yes,
that.
it should be.
But it's highly unlikely that that would be the case, because that's not, historically what we've been about. We've been trying to, just let us be on an equal footing. Let us have the same level of opportunities. But no, one were the people who created the wealth, and one were the people who benefited from the wealth.
Yeah.
Have you considered, Ja, that the reason why they think that we're going to take revenge is because they know that if we become the people that we're supposed to be, they would be unnecessary,
mediocre.
I think they already feel that way, because you only fear something that you don't understand, or that you don't know, or you're afraid of it being better than you. And I think they're already there, but it's like the thing that they're fearing again is not. I think they fear what they would have done. You get what I'm saying? If they were in the position, and they know that it's a crazy position to be in as a black person, to be like, you don't trust the police. They understand that if the roles were reversed, how they would have responded. We are not like them. They're not like us. That's the difference. So they can't see what we think. Marcus, you've been quiet. Hold up. Let me into the conversation. What are your thoughts here, sir?
No, I'm listening to the great dialogue, and I'm listening to all the great points. And I like what Miss Shelly, I like what Miss Sayeeda and Miss Naya are saying. I think they fear us, and I think of the greats, right? The people of old, when they boycotted the buses. One of the things that made the boycott, and they got change and got the infrastructure in place to now say, okay, black people, you can sit wherever you want on the bus, is because the community backed each other up. And I think that's what you all were saying earlier, is like, if I know I'm going to come into Marcus's space and he's going to have bail money for when I stand up for what's right, and no matter what the outcome is, if I go to jail, the community is going to come together and get me out because it's right. That's when you start to take control back as a society. And so the fear, they've divided us, they've broken us, men versus black women. They've put a lot of things in place to keep us, the government assistance programs, WIC, food stamps, all these government systems to keep us out of it. You can't have, hey, I got this government house for you, but you can't have a man in the house, right? They have a lot of systematic systems in place to keep us apart. But I think what will happen if Sayeeda, she said it earlier, she doesn't have enough school supplies to give out to her students, but if there's a community that supports her, that she knows she can reach out to 10 individuals every school year, and she's always going to have the school supplies she needed because of these 10 investors, that starts to push back against the system. And it now allows people to say, I know any event that Same Difference puts on, any event that Sayeeda puts on, any event that Naya puts on, the community will have my back. Yeah. And now I feel emboldened to keep going and pushing forward. And now I feel emboldened to stand up for what's right. But you all are saying it earlier. We're scared of each other. We're fearful of each other, and we're stealing from each other when we shouldn't be.
Woo! All right. That goes along with what JL said. They don't need to fear us because they've made us afraid of each other. We've been destroying each other for so long, and they're not afraid to throw money at it to keep it that way.
Miss Sayeeda, can you speak to that? Would you feel better as an educator if you knew there were 10 individuals you could reach out to every school year and provide school supplies? How more emboldened would you be?
Of course.
I do. Please, people set me up on the regular. All I have to do is ask. And it's former students, and it's teachers that I taught with, because I taught 15 years outside the territory in New York City public schools, and then 2 years in Oakland public schools. So I am that person who is going to call in the chips when the chips are down
Yeah.
and get that support. And it does make me feel like, I don't know, I'd have just thanked Ja and not the host that me lose my job yet, because I don't say what I want. And for some reason, I've maybe flown under the radar, but we have a failing school system that when I go ask for some staples, they go to a box of staples and they pull out one sleeve of staples and hand them to me. And I look in my hand at the one sleeve of staples and I say, yeah, I'm done with y'all. And then I ask my community. So, I mean, but you know, it gets a little old because I know this money should be there for my supplies. So now when I don't see the money in the classroom, in the school, I wonder, where is the money? And it makes me feel very skeptical and very distraught about my colleagues who are my peers, who are people I grew up with, who are my friends, who I would think would want to do right by our youth in not in platitudes but in true performance.
And it wasn't always like that. Like when I used to go to school, the only thing we had to walk with was our book bag. Like everything was provided for us. And I went from elementary to high school, and it was totally different. Like supplies were supplied, and they had less monies then.
By who?
By the schools.
By the government.
Yeah, it was provided by the government. Like they had everything. Like all you had to do was show up with your book bag and your copybooks. They provided pencils, papers, crayons. Like everything was provided through the public school system.
So is it too top heavy? Is there just too many people at the top pulling these big salaries?
Yep.
I think it's very top heavy. I also think that instead of talking amongst ourselves, we spend a lot of money with outside consultants and buying programs that we think, let me just slap a program on it. And sometimes it's really just the turning up your sleeve and putting that energy into it rather than this program or that program, or let's buy this or order this, or let's bring this person to be a public speaker and they're going to speak to us for 2 hours and they're going to get $50,000. Like there's a lot of mismanagement, it seems, of funding. I'm not on the inside. That's a job I would not want. So I can't know exactly what's happening, but from my little classroom purview, something not right.
Yeah, something is not right.
So that's
hey,
sorry.
Hey, this is not gentleman style. Relax.
I was curious. Sorry.
Look at the background. That's Ja. Different day. Hey. So,
this is intriguing to me.
Let me read these comments. So Giles said they don't need to fear us because it made us afraid of each other. We've been destroying each other for so long and they're not afraid to throw money at it to keep it that way. Dwayne Colwood said, I saw a white professor lecturing against white fear. He told his white audience that white people should be elated that black people are seeking equality and not revenge. We got Darren is waiting to see who is the scunt of the week. I promise you I had a whole show, but this thing went differently. Siobhan says, I feel like the loss of the black nod DAPS greeting while traveling internationally is so telling of where we are. We have to unite. Darren says, don't get me started with Department of Ed. They tried to shut down the initiative of getting students laptops through pandemic instead of saying thank you. The upper salaries are much more fluid than the rest of us. Explain that. What I mean. The upper salaries are much more fluid than the rest of us. What I mean?
They top heavy. They all the money is going to them top positions. That's where all the money flow into.
The makeup positions. All of a sudden, everybody got a title.
Every super
titles you in here of they can't do school supplies. They can't fix the school. But every other week, there's another person that's in a position that's 6 figures up. Anyhow.
It don't make no sense.
So,
like maintenance, I remember we had maintenance guys that worked in the school every day. Every day they
Mhm.
maintain the grounds every single day. It wasn't you calling no contractor, like they were part of the faculty, and they maintain them schools every single day, every day. I don't know why they went away from that. I don't know.
No, we were talking about, white fear and stuff like that, and I have a video that I'd like for us to touch on real quick, and then I'm gonna do the discount of the week, man, because they requested it, and that's one of their favorite segments. But like I said, I had a whole different idea of how this show would go, but I love where it went. I love the direction, and the conversation is great. But y'all check out this video, and then we can talk about it.
Integration was the worst thing that ever happened to Black people. Being enslaved is just losing a war. Like, once we integrated, we thwarted the opportunity to teach our own children. We don't have no options on what we teach Black kids in public schools. Think about this, y'all. In a lot of public schools, in a lot of colleges, they tell Black men that they can't wear locks. Your natural hair. Dog, do you see that they say they can do anything to meet that they want to, put anything they want to without telling you the truth about it? Think about right now in America, what Black people have influence over what happens to their children in general. What they feed them, what they see on TV, what they hear on the radio, any of those things. So by integrating, by even saying that you want civil rights, take the word, the operative part of the word is civil, right? You're saying that I just want you to treat me civilly, right? And anything that you do in life, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna make 100, right? Even if you're great. So if you fall short of civil, that means they treat a dog better than they treat you. I don't want civil rights. I want you to treat me like the God that I am.
All right. Integration was the worst thing to happen to Black people. What are your thoughts on that video? Anybody?
I don't always say, my mother could tell you, gotta always feel like they should have left us segregated. Like, I think segregation didn't work for us. I always say it, like, I just felt like we would have been better. Like, I don't know, like, amongst ourselves to build up ourselves, because the intentions were never good for us. If they had good intentions for us, then we could have said, okay, yeah, get rid of segregation, but the intentions were never good intentions. So integrate, let us come in and treat we equally. That was never the plan. So
I don't think we were integrated. I think we were given permission.
Yeah.
I can see some points in there of what he's talking about. Quick, I'm gonna try and be quick. If you look at any nonprofit that influxes money into a situation or into an economy that is suffering or a natural disaster, they tend to overdo instead of letting the population and the people fix themselves somewhat. So you come in with your money and you come in with a bunch of gallons of water, but it prevents the local entrepreneur from saying, well, here's a fresh water system over here. I can create a business venture and bring water to my own community. When you influx too much, or when government intervention influxes too much, I can see some of his points, because it tends to overdo and it shrinks an economy and it prevents the people from helping themselves somewhat. So I can see it. If we're not integrated, then guess what? It allows the community to invest in itself. Black people to invest in themselves, their own school systems, their own public transportation. And so I can see he's making a compelling argument. I can see it.
Agreed. Like, if you can't go to their doctors, then you have to become a doctor. You can't
have
go
to
to
create
their
your own.
lawyers. You have to become a lawyer. Like, it pushed more of a self-sufficiency agenda during segregation. We actually were doing better for large parts of that time. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's possible to go backwards. like many people do. We are where we are. Can we just get some humanity and some civility?
Yeah.
There's been too much browning of the world for us to be able to go back to that now. Because we crossed on way too many lines. But I still don't think it was actually integration. I think it was permission. You know what I mean? And I stand by that. I've always stood by that. I don't think there was an integration. I think there was just permission. We'll allow you to do this because if we don't allow you to do that, then you're going to walk away too far and then I'm going to become unnecessary. So I need to allow you to be able to do certain things so that I can still benefit from you because now you're willing to die.
Yeah.
Darren says, I think it's a fallacy or misnomer to think integration wasn't going to happen. Have we not seen what happened to Native Americans? Please explain that, because, and explain it from a point of a perspective of like, keep in mind what happened to them. Like, it happened to them and they are where they are in, like, because of what happened to them, not because they chose to.
Yeah, then people were minding their business and they came and they troubled the Native Americans. The Native Americans didn't trouble them. They infiltrated their space.
Yeah, they were segregated. Like,
yeah, they
were
infiltrated their space. Like, they walked, Native Americans made them walk like to a different side of America to move them out of their space. Like,
Push them west.
yeah, like they moved them out. Like,
well, how much more segregated do you get than a continent? Like, I don't understand. Integration was never really our idea. Look at history. Every time we built cities that fell away from integration, they were destroyed.
Yeah.
Within my lifetime, the Virgin Islands got worse the more we Americanized and drifted away from our customs and traditions. The law makes all equal. Put people in place that will execute the law fairly. How do you find those people? I think we became so desperate to be included that we were more than willing to accept bare minimum, so it made us feel like we were finally being accepted, when in reality we were being conditioned, we were crippled. Ooh.
Yeah.
I believe that we should be doing is working with other brown communities and become a new collective. Us separated keeps us divided and power weaker. As a brown collective, we will have more power and we can rival white supremacy. Here's my thing. Those people have to mess with you, you know. Like, they have to want to be included in this thing. And I mean,
I'm gonna go one step further and say that it's about poor people versus rich people.
The socioeconomic thing.
Yeah, that's
and always has been. He said, okay, hold on. I talk in Native Americans today. Explain that. What do you mean? What about them?
Maybe he sees all the casinos they got, all the casinos and the land they now have. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't understand. All right. We gonna do this because it's requested. we gonna do this, real quick. Oh, I didn't say it. Disclaimer: the views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of the broadcaster. If you're going to hold anybody responsible for the opinions, do not hold 101.3 Raw FM apart. Hold me, myself, and I will accept all responsibility. It's all good. All right. The one last thing before I do the skunt of the week, right? What comes to mind when you see this? The U.S. Virgin Islands in the year 2030. What do you think about? What comes to mind?
I'm going to answer that after the election.
Prayerfully on the road to recovery, on the road to educating our youth, food sovereignty, infrastructure repairs, prayerfully on the road to all those things. And like, stop McNair, man. It's time to stop McNair, Dread.
What about you?
Hope is what I envision for 2030. Hope.
I like that. Yeah, I hope that the youth of today are the ones in power then, because what I'm seeing I'm very hopeful for as far as the young like 18, 19, 20, 21 that are running and like they're going for board of elections and stuff like that. I'm very impressed by them. And I hope that they take their social awareness, because they are very socially aware compared to me and my generation. I think they're very activist and like grassroots and stuff like that. So I hope that
Our
they
generation is too ja. Don't come we out. Don't come we out.
yeah, yeah, I think that the children that we raise, right, they are very socially active because we're the generation that are trying to break certain curses. You know what I'm saying? Like our age, we've been through some stuff and we determined that we're gonna be the last generation to have dealt with that. So we're trying to create a different thing for them, and so they have time to pay attention to what's going on socially, and then they have social media, and I think they are more aware than me. Because like I was saying, my daughter, she introduced me to a term. She's 18. She was like, my friend is doing a 3-day run. I thought she was talking about running. The 3-day run is he's not spending any money for 3 days. At 18, I wasn't thinking about not spending money. That wasn't an idea I had.
Yeah, cause that's trends on social media. It's called trending. Like they have a lot of like you said, they use social media a lot. So
that's what I'm saying. They're socially aware. Like they know what's going on in Venezuela. We wouldn't have.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think? I see eyebrows going up and stuff over there. Marcus, what you think?
I think they're socially aware. I just hope and pray that they continue to be connected to the right sources and the right things, right? Not the influencers that's going to tell you, do this or steal this or corrupt this, but real quality materials, like what your daughter is tuned into, what the gentleman is tuned into. Because these kids are very activist. They'll rebel, they'll riot, they'll protest. Just protest for the right things, the right causes. Yeah.
Right. Our current officials are not giving me hope until we start learning to be community-centered and self-sufficient. We are in the hands of people who are easily swayed by dollars and cents. Facts. One thing I would say I like about Gen Z is they drinking less rum and liquor than the rest of us. See what I'm talking about? That's a trend, but it makes sense. Like, because we's the rummest boss generation. They the ones that drinking less, they smoking less. Listen, if I see somebody smoking a cigarette, it's like nostalgic. You know what I mean? Like,
you mean they smoking cigarette less, not weed?
Well, they are smoking that, but even that is grassroots, literally. So what are we talking about? So what we say? Well, yeah. All right. So this is everybody's favorite segment. What we gonna run? If it play, I don't want. Oh my god!
What is a skunt like for?
This week. All right. Welcome to the MS of the week. The MS of the week has to go to. We had a lot of options, and people were giving a lot of suggestions. But I think the MS of the week needs to go to Governor Bryan and the legislature, because they're currently having a fight over guns, right? We just talked about gun violence. Somebody unfortunately was gunned down on St. Croix a couple days ago at a gas station. The body laying in the street pictures, and this man is thinking about this. Governor Albert Bryan Jr. has signed Bill number 36-0144 into law, approving a major overhaul of the territory's firearm licensing and registration framework. After months of local opposition, a federal veto request from U.S. Senator Mike Lee, and continued legal scrutiny surrounding the Second Amendment and suppressor restrictions. The firearm legislation identified by the VI Department of Justice as the 2026 Second Amendment Rights and Public Safety Act modernizes the territory's firearm licensing and registration laws and brings them into conformity with recent U.S. Supreme Court rulings, according to Government House. The The measure removes subjective discretion from the firearm licensing process, establishes clearer standards, and simplifies licensing and registration requirements for lawful gun owners. Governor Bryan said the update was necessary to preserve effective firearm regulation while protecting the constitutional rights of law-abiding residents. The governor had signaled a day earlier that his approval of the measure was nearly certain, despite concerns raised by gun rights activists, advocates, and Senator Lee. Speaking Tuesday, Mr. Bryan described the current firearms framework as inadequate. The gun control laws in the Virgin Islands, they don't protect the citizens, they protect the criminals because they keep the citizens unarmed, he declared. While acknowledging that the bill had drawn objections, Mr. Bryan said the territory needed to establish a new legal baseline rather than leave the existing statutes in place. Mind you, there are statutes now. He wants to do a whole new framework. He's months away from leaving office. All right. The governor said the territory needed a clearer framework so future administrations could not apply firearm licensing rules inconsistently. We got to get something passed. So when we have an administration change, the next VIPD commissioner can't willy-nilly deny or accept applications and set rules. The bill has been strongly supported by VI Attorney General Gordon C. Rea, who commended the governor for signing it and described the law as a significant step in modernizing the territory's firearms regulations while enhancing public safety. The Department of Justice said the legislation was sponsored by Senator Clifford Joseph and developed through a collaborative effort involving the DOJ, the Office of the Governor, the Virgin Islands VIPD, and members and staff of the 36th legislature. According to DOJ, the measure amends Chapter 113 of Title 14 of the Virgin Islands Code by establishing clearer standards for firearms licensing and registration, defining and prohibiting assault rifles, banning suppressors and silencers, requiring firearm safety training for licensed rifle and shotgun owners, prohibiting large capacity magazines, and strengthening safeguards against illegal sale of firearms, firearm accessories, and ammunition. So what? Okay, the Big Daddy just recently punished the territory for being unconstitutional against the laws, the gun rights laws, right? Now, the governor, who is months from leaving, decides, I'm gonna change all of it. And like, what? Why are we even doing this now? And then at the height of people, children, even, because we just had a young 15-year-old boy put to grass. But somehow these stricter or less strict or whatever he claiming he's doing is supposed to help now? How?
It's just a bag of nonsense. So just, I don't know.
I think that happens every time someone is unalived, right? They look for gun law reform, right? What are you doing? What are you doing? This young man was died. He was shot. How did the person who shot him get his hands on smart? Every time I feel like gun reform is almost warranted anytime a life is lost. And I get very concerned in general whenever the topic of messing with our Second Amendment rights is coming into a conversation. It's our right to bear arms. I get very alarmed. Like, what is happening? What is going on? What is going to happen down the road where citizens can't arm themselves? I get very fearful. I get very concerned about that overall.
I don't like the gun business personally. I wish that it was extremely difficult to get guns, either legally or illegally. I mean, is a gunman town as it is. So now it's going to be a gunman town with illegal firearms, and then it's going to be all these carpet-bagging neo-colonialists who want to bear arms and blow us away as well are going to be able to do that. I don't know. I have to go read this now because I hadn't been keeping in track with it, but guns terrify me, rightfully so.
Yep, they do.
So Dwayne says the gun bill passed is actually a good law, despite the misinformation, BS narrative that's dominating the public discussion. Too much to get into right here. I'll share the full picture with you offline. Technically, the law on its face is a good bill. My issue is, isn't he a part of the executive branch? The legislative branch is who deals with laws, right? Shouldn't he be more concerned about enacting like the VIPD to like maybe put them in town after hours, after the clubs close, or in spots where it's very dark? Shouldn't he be executing some stuff? Isn't that what
the
he
flow of all these big guns are coming from? Because these are not little guns on our streets, and we don't have no gun shop in the Virgin Islands.
Thank
So
you.
where are these guns coming through? Where are they funneling through? Like, where are they coming from? That's the number one thing right there. Like, these is assault rifles on our streets. How are we getting assault rifles?
So the executive branch should be executing some tactics, right, to stop that from coming, right?
Yep.
But no, you're putting all these restrictions or loosening restrictions, or you're messing with these restrictions in the bills, which is a legislative thing, right? But if you tell me I can't have, or I can have this amount of magazines or whatever, who follows the laws? It's law-abiding citizens. So if you're changing this, right, and you're the executive branch, where's the execution of anything, though? That's my thing. Like, who?
We don't follow protocols in the Virgin Islands any longer. It's just like, do whatever I want. Nobody follows protocols anymore.
That's what don't make no sense to me, because law-abiding citizens were not going to break those laws anyway. So it doesn't matter if you loosen them, make them strict or whatever. You're not stopping the criminals, though. You ain't doing nothing.
Yep.
You think the criminal knows the bill? They don't give a damn.
Hey, I'm here for my training with my unlicensed rifle.
I can't buy that illegally. It has too many. It holds too much in a clip. Like, that's dumb.
I don't know.
All of that don't matter to exactly. They don't care.
They're gonna get it regardless.
But he could execute some stuff, right? Send the commissioners to, come up with plans and strategies to keep the guns out. He's not doing that. He's working on laws right before he leaves. This is just another tactic to look good and to put in his documentary.
I don't know.
The timing was driven by the lawsuit that the U.S. Department of Justice filed against the USVI. Good. Now what? What did he execute? So now he did that, now on his way out, and the lawsuit was how long ago? Let's change it now, though.
There's just a bunch of mama guys, and like I said, just a bunch of...
The new law makes it easier to obtain a firearm license. It doesn't make it harder for license. I understand that.
But that's not stopping the flow of illegal guns into our territory. It's not stopping the amount of guns that's on our street. We have a lot of guns on our streets in the territory. A lot of guns. And not no little guns. We have no gun shop. Where are the guns coming from?
You need to have laws in place to prosecute the criminals when you catch them.
What was wrong with the old laws?
He said it was too strict, right? For legal gun owners, right? Okay. So now are we saying that we need to put more guns into the hands of legal gun owners? Are we now going down that false premise road where it's like, oh, we need more good guys with guns? Is that now what we're saying? And also, who's supposed to make those laws? The legislature. Who's supposed to prosecute them? The judicial system. Once again, he's putting his hands in a pot that he... Just get out!
No.
Just sit back and relax, man.
That's his documentary, honey. What wrong with you?
Man, you get enough footage of groundbreakings and all them things for your documentary. That documentary gonna be 12 hours long now. Just get out.
And don't forget it's on the taxpayer's dime. Don't forget.
Come on now. Where's the laws against that? How about we talk about them laws?
Maybe no one will watch it like Melania Trump.
I wonder, wait, this thing coming out on Amazon? We even playing that thing?
I didn't watch that. I did not watch that.
Absolutely not.
Another thing the VI strongly lacks alongside maintenance is enforcement. Thank you.
The
Thank
enforcement.
you.
We got so
Something
many
this
laws
man could.
that don't be
Something he could be rocking
enforced. So many laws that need amended to be updated to get up to the time. It's just like nothing functions. Nothing is functioning as it should. And I don't know.
That's the problem. Idealism, stricter gun laws on legal gun owners will put fear in illegal gun owners. Realism, the gunman them happy y'all got restrictions, easier to target. Hey, it's all bad, man. It's all bad. You can have as many laws as you want. If the laws are not executed and enforced, it does not matter. Correct? Hey, and on that note, we gonna go ahead and close out. We almost at 2.5 hours. So Sayeeda, come, final words. We gonna hit y'all with the final words and we out.
The final words for me are just like increase the amount of love you're giving to your neighbor, your friends, your family. If you're not home, see what you could do. Help a teacher, help a student who doesn't have some school shirt, some backpack, whatever you can do. You might think it's a small thing, but it's gonna end up being a big thing. And just increasing the love we have for one another, the love for ourselves, our knowledge of self, and a belief in our own. You know, it's always the motherfucker with, the person with no, it's always the person with no abracadabra that wants to question your magic. I read that today.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, your final words?
I gonna piggyback off of Miss Sayeeda, and I'm so glad to meet her. I always like her vibes from like just little certain things I don't see on Facebook and stuff. It's like we need more love. We need to get the love back in the community. We need our village back, and we need our leaders like to do right by the people. Do it for the people. Like this, all this selfishness is killing our territory. Like, we suffering for no reason, and it shouldn't be like that. So even what like the backpack thing, I see a lot of people doing backpack things. Maybe somebody could come together and let's do a teacher give back, let's put packages together to give to the teachers as well. Yeah, like just we need the love and community back. We need it back. And I hope we get back there sooner than later. And I hope this election, because you know how I feel, like we really, like young people, get registered to vote and get out and vote. Like you use the future, like we gotta vote. Because they're depending on the same old people to go back in there and we can't afford it. We can't afford it. So, yeah, that's my last word.
Thank you. And final words, Mr. Norman.
This is the last couple of days of Men's Mental Health Month, so I want to use this opportunity to say, first off, thank you for having me on the show. Great panel. Thank you. You all are fantastic. But in regards to Men's Mental Health Month, check on your men, check on the community, support your community, but check on the men like King Sosa and others who are doing big things in the community, and continue to back them and support them. If you know a guy, he probably sad, send him a titty pic. but believe in them. Continue to invest in men who, and especially pour into men who are doing big things and showing that exceptionalism in the community.
Nice. I love that. Hey, as for me, I would say believe in this podcast. Go ahead and show support, share, like, subscribe. We have a dope panel. This show was amazing. It was great. I appreciate every single person on here today. Even though I had a whole thing planned, I think this discussion was more necessary, and it went amazingly. Hope we can do this again soon. Thank you all very much for coming through.
Thank you.
Here's where you can tune in and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Same Difference 2022 and or on TikTok at Same_Difference_pod. We have full episodes on our YouTube at VI_very_own. And if you'd like to donate to the show, you can do so via our PayPal. Let us know. We'll let you know how you can donate. We'll send you a link. All right. What? They want them swinging or not? We don't care. Titties is titties. Send them. Big,
He
small,
probably
happy,
said.
tall. Big, small, happy, tall. Send them all. That's
Oh my God.
I said I need. Hey, that's it, man. Go ahead and share the live. Tell the people about a different day with Ja and hopefully Nisi next week. We're gonna be here again Sunday between 4 to 6. Love you guys. We out. Peace.
Love you guys. Love.
Take care.
Take care.